What is up, comic fans? Welcome to the Legion of Comics. I'm Mark, and today I'm here with my top 10 list for this coming new comic book day. That's going to be March 27th, 2024. It's going by fast, and this is a fantastic week. Some major stories starting. I can't wait to get into it. Let's go. Don't forget to hit up BigTimeCollectables.com for all your retailer exclusive needs, your monthly mystery boxes, and more. And also, if you need anything cleaned and pressed, be sure to hit up Justin over on Instagram. He can hook it up. The link is in the description to all my videos. Let him know you found him via the channel. And as always, a huge shout out to my LCS, AVX Comics and Games. That's where I'll be picking up all of the books that are listed on this video here today. If you're getting into the hobby, if you've been in the hobby, or getting started with comics, tabletop gaming, any of that, they have a fantastic Facebook group where you can explore all of those things. So be sure to check the link in the description to find that as well. So let's get into it. This is my top 10 list. These are the books that I deem that I'm the most excited about reading. This is not a spec list. This is just man, I can't wait to dive into these stories and see what's happening, what's going on, where's it going. So I'm definitely interested to hear a lot of feedback from you guys. Let me know what y'all are reading, what you're looking forward to, and what's definitely fell off your list. So first off, I will want to point out there are a couple honorable mentions, really just one honorable mention. Ultimate Spider-Man 3 comes out this week, and while I am excited for it, it's not on my top 10 list, and I felt like it's going to be on everyone's list. Everyone's already pulling that. The book has a lot of potential, but we'll save that for the full review. Every Sunday night at 8:30, I go live for At Weeks In, where I review and spoil all the books from the week, so be sure to check that stream out if you want to talk the details of all these comics. But first up on my list, and these are in no particular order, we have Detective Comics issue number 1083, and we're continuing the Eulogy of Sand storyline. We're basically in a desert fever dream. Bruce Wayne was poisoned months ago by the Organ family that took over Gotham, and he's been spirited away by Talia al Ghul, taken to the desert where he's diving into his own mind, and he's trying to rid himself of the demon that's on his back. So if you're not a fan of fever dream style comics, like most famously in modern times, Tom King's run when he hit the dream sequence phase, I know he lost a lot of people, and you could possibly be in that crowd, but I'm digging this. And on top of that, there's a parallel story running where we're keeping up with what's going on in Gotham, and that's being spearheaded by none other than Renee Montoya the Question, who's the commissioner in Gotham and everything. And we've already seen her cross paths with Cassandra Cain in the last issue. So I'm also interested not just to see how Bruce Wayne comes out of the other side of this, but to see what's going on with the dynamic of Gotham without Batman there. We ran into Cassandra Cain, but where's Azrael? Like, I've been so excited since they brought Azrael into this, and he donned the Nightfall suit. Like, I'm ready to see more Azrael. So bring us some Azrael. We have some beautiful Ricardo Federici interiors on all the Bruce Wayne parts of the story, which are just absolutely insane. Next up on my list, I've got Green Arrow issue number 10. The hunt for Roy Harper continues. In the last issue, it led him to none other than Amanda Waller. She's at the forefront of everything happening in DC Comics right now as we build up to our summer event, Absolute Power. Did Oliver have to make a deal with the devil in order to find Roy? It looks like it. So he and Connor are going out looking to see what answers they can find, and it looks like Amanda Waller's reach goes a lot deeper than just him. It might be affecting the entire Arrow family. We're going to see as it progresses what's going on and how this is going to shake out, and how importantly it's going to lead into and tie into Absolute Power. Joshua Williamson is spearheading Absolute Power, I believe, or at least the creative direction of it, and he's on this title as well. It seems like he's kind of like really in charge of a lot of the direction, the architecting that is happening at the DCU right now. So I'm excited to see how big of a part this might play in it. Next up on the list, number 3, we have the Incredible Hulk issue number 10. Banner has found himself in none other than the, I guess, French quarters of Louisiana in the last issue. Some old lady voodoo doctor, murderous woman, has got his little sidekick companion with her. It looks like she has a murder dungeon in her basement, and she has some kind of name attached to her. I'm not sure what it is yet, but it's pretty much kind of an episodic story that's been playing out in this Incredible Hulk series, where every few issues he rids the world of another monster, while ultimately the big bad monster that's wanting to come for the Hulk or come back to this realm is on its way. We have not really built up to that yet. We keep mentioning the monster to end all monsters kind of thing, but I'm ready to see it. I'm ready to start actually like teasing that a little bit. I'm digging this series. It's absolutely fantastic. And it's just the sky's the limit with the potential with this, with Philip Kennedy Johnson writing. He's got that long range storytelling down pat. He crushed it with his Action Comics run with the War World saga, and I feel like we're in that kind of an era for the Hulk, which is definitely a good thing, especially after that last run. So excited for this. Nick Klein's on the cover. I'm not sure if he's in the interiors. That's been one of the fall offs of this series, is getting the inconsistent interiors. Like I'm not a fan of the inconsistent interiors, whether it's good or bad. I like that consistency to really like set the tone of the story. I don't like opening it and not knowing what I'm about to see. Next up on the list, coming in at number 4, we have Duke issue number 4. So Conrad is on his march to get answers. It's leading him toward Mars Industries. But what is this Energon? What are these giant robots? And will anyone believe him? It looks like he's now sidekicking up with none other than the Baroness as he breaks free from the prison that he was in by the Joes themselves. Cobra came for him, or a form of early Cobra, I guess. This is like pre-Cobra. But now he's fighting alongside other Joes as well as the Baroness to get out and keep chugging along. This has been fantastic. Another Joshua Williamson one. They're just super fun. The whole Energon universe, it reads fast. It's action-packed. It's just downright fun. Next up, one that's not quite as fast of a read, but definitely is amazing, is this is a shockingly good run right here. Penguin issue number 8. Now that we spent a couple issues looking at the first interaction between Oswald and Batman, we're diving back into our story where the Penguin has been tasked with taking back over the crime in Gotham. In his absence, it just went haywire. So the powers that be, the government, the shady agencies came to him and said, you have to go back and take over Gotham. It's too crazy. We'd rather have the villain that we know versus the villains we don't know. And he's assembled his team. He's got the help. He's got his lackeys. He's got his femme fatale, but now he's moving in. So I'm excited to see what comes of this. It's being written in such a unique way by Tom King that as we move through the issue, the narration bubbles change to whoever Penguin is talking to versus just staying with Penguin. It's fascinating to read. I'm absolutely loving this one. Clocking in at number 6 on the list, Alan Scott Green Lantern. So we saw the finale to Wesley Dodd's Sandman last week, and we're moving closer to running out of Golden Age stories. But in the meantime, we still have Alan Scott Green Lantern and Jay Garrick Flash. I'm really excited for this one. It has blown me away from issue number 1. I cannot believe how well Tim Sheridan has handled the subject material with bringing a new story and respecting the lore of the character. It's been fantastic. We've been introduced to a brand new character, Red Lantern, the equal opposite, the nemesis of Alan Scott. And in the last issue, it looked like he'd been lampooned by the Red Lantern, but he ended up clocking him and charging his ring on the Red Battery. It was, who knows what's going to happen in this issue, but it's supposed to be a knockdown, drag-out fight. I love that we're expanding and learning so much more about the Green Flame and its potential and how little Alan knew about it at this point in time in his life, as this is a period piece going back to the 1940s, so it's early Alan Scott. So be sure to check this out if you're a fan of the JSA at all. This is a home run. Number 7 on the list. This is huge, huge. Mark Russell, All Red, they're back. They are back. They famously did Superman Space Age, the 3-issue spectacular that nominated for all kinds of awards. We're returning to that world with the same creative team, but instead of Space Age, it's Batman Dark Age. We're going to be going to the origins of Batman. We're going to see him interact, and it's kind of like an alt history kind of thing. They take Batman and they apply him into real events in the history, and we're going to see this version of Batman. We got a taste of him in the Superman Space Age book, and we get to really see how this whole world ends, but that doesn't mean that this world isn't worth exploring what it was like while it was there. It's such a unique, such a fascinating, such an exciting take on these characters. And I believe like the original concept of this whole Space Age, Dark Age stuff was like kind of intertwined with some 5G plans originally. And it's like what didn't happen, and they've kind of repackaged it. It was fantastic. Where Superman Space Age was 3 100-page comics, they're spacing this one out a little bit more. We're going to get 6 48-page comics, which I'm not mad at. I've been fine with the 100-page ones, but man, that's a task if you're trying, like me, I'm trying to read them as they're coming out and have them done in a timely fashion. It's like getting a trade paperback dropped on you every time it drops. But I'm so excited for this. Mike Allred's art is phenomenal, works perfect for these heroes. Next up on the list, we have Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue 118. We're continuing the Darkest Hour story. Rita is not doing too hot. Looks like the whole Dark Spectre is not feeling Rita, so you can see that divide is already happening. Ranger Slayer has entered the scene. All the Rangers are separated. What's going to come of all this? Who knows? It is in the midst of it. It is wild. It is crazy, and it's fantastic in all the best ways. If you're a Power Ranger fan, this event is going right up on the shelf next to Shattered Grid. It's so good. And the next one on the list, this one's going to keep popping up on my list until it finally releases. I know it keeps getting pushed back. It's gotten pushed back throughout the release of it. But I'm so excited for King Kong, The Great War, issue 5. This will be the final issue. If you're watching these videos, you already know what this is about. The final showdown of the survivors of the crashed U-boat on Skull Island back in the night, again, a period piece back in the 1940s. So it's been terrible. It's been violent. It's been crazy. It's survival. It's a total survival story while King Kong has kind of stalked these survivors through the island, and they've gone through hell and back. The final issue is going to, I don't know, how's a person going to face off against Kong? I don't know. Just build a raft and run for your life. That's really all you can do. But Joe DeVito has been crushing it with these C covers, and I can't wait to get this last one and add it to the collection and have the full set. Banger series. If you missed out on this one, be sure to look for a trade paperback or anything, because we're actually getting a lot of great monster content. If you're fans of MonsterVerse characters, from Godzilla to Kong, we're getting so much good stuff right now, and who knows how long it'll last. Once the movie comes out, they might die down on it a little bit, but get it while you can. And last on the list, I'm a sucker for licensed properties. When I enjoy a movie, I love getting the comics and just expanding on it. And Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, issue number 2 of Solect's Journey, it comes out this week. I'm excited to see what's going to happen now that he's moving forward in his journey. Having this one is set directly after the events of the first film, so you're getting to deal with a shell-shocked Na'vi that has nobody left in his clan, and he's trying to find how to go forward and what his life's going to look like and what path is there for him. And then he kind of taps into the home tree and like kind of convenes with the elders that came before him. And he's going on a mission. He's going on a quest. He's questing hard to refine himself, find his purpose, and it's leading him straight to a Thanator from the looks of it. We'll see how it plays out. Like, that's part of the cool stuff about Avatar, is like all the wildlife and how it all ties in. Such a rich world that's already laid out and built and crafted before we ever got into the movies, that it's easy for them to tap into stories with existing lore and really just play with what's already there. And it's all canon to the movies, and that's the best part. So definitely excited for that. So that's going to be it for my top 10 picks. I'm excited to see what you're picking up. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what it's going to be. And also, don't forget to check out the merch store if you're looking for some cool stuff. And hit that thumbs up. I really appreciate it. If you made it to the end of the video and you enjoyed, be sure to hit that subscribe button. That way you know when future content comes out. And if you want to support the channel even further, you can hit that join button down below. Become a channel member. And until the next time, as always, I'm Mark, but we are Legion.